Stereotypes of millennials.
There's a long list, I guess. Difficult to manage.
We're all wizards at technology.
We're lazy.
Lazy.
Short attention spans.
We spend too much time on our smartphones and social media sites.
We feel entitled to things.
Overeducated, often underemployed.
Are we lazy? I don't know. I only know type A people.
I was born in 1991. 1987.
1983.
1982.
1991.
I was born in 1984.
I'd say what I bring to the table is high energy, enthusiasm, a drive, a certain relentlessness to deliver and exceed expectations, a natural curiosity just to figure out how things work and who knows what and the inner workings of an organization.
The most important is energy. I think there really is a commitment to trying to do well, an eagerness to please, and I think that there's a clear drive towards continual learning, towards professional development as not an expectation, not a forced component of what it means to do the job, but as a value add, as an opportunity to be really taken seriously.
Keenness, curiosity, eagerness. They want to do well. They want to contribute.
What's important to me, first and foremost, is good energy, good collaboration.
We finally got a ping pong table.
I like it to be high energy and fun and moving.
Not only is it fun, it provides, collaborative. We could be playing, we could be talking about projects, we could be doing other things while doing it. It's not just a ping pong table.
In the work environment, what's important to me is flexibility and relationships.
The work-life balance is very important. Having the opportunity to stay healthy and active at a gym, or, take some time to have a quick coffee break, or, flex hours in case you need to be somewhere right after work.
The opportunity for growth.
The opportunity to learn.
It's an opportunity to learn from other people, innovate with each other, and having that open, honest dialogue and conversation when you're working.
I need to understand the value I'm adding. I need to understand that I'm making a difference, that there is some kind of purpose I'm fulfilling.
Organizations that are more mission-focused, that are driven by a larger purpose than just profit.
Feeling like my work is impacting something in some way.
Some of my frustrations about the workforce today include the traditional structures.
My biggest frustration in the workplace is an overemphasis on face time. I think people get really caught up in the number of hours that you spend at your desk and don't place as much emphasis as they need to around the results of your work and the impact that you're truly having. Especially given how tethered we all are to our mobile devices and to our laptops. For me, we should have greater flexibility around how the work gets done and trust that people will be accessible to do the work when they need to, where they need to be, in a way that works for their life.
One of my frustrations at work, it's I think the speed of things being done.
Sometimes process can get in the way of progress. Oftentimes there's a lot of decision makers, a lot of chefs in the kitchen, and I'm eager to progress in a forward direction, and I often find that processes that have existed in the past get in the way of making things move forward as quickly as I'd like them to.
Having so many levels or hierarchies often make it challenging to, act quick and be more agile, and in a world that we're in today where everything's so digital, everything's changing, everything's rapidly changing in the marketplace, you want to be able to react to those things really quickly.
There are still departmental silos, and kind of getting out of those silos and communicating through them is one of the hardest things right now.
Having different silo effects where organizations are working individually from one another and they're not really collaborating in this new economy that we have.
A great manager can really help me, encourage me, teach me, mentor me. What I really need is a feedback.
Feedback really does matter.
They need to back me up and have confidence in me, and if I don't know something, then they need to support me and help teach me it.
To succeed, what I need from my manager is a trust-based and open feedback and open communication relationship.
I think mentorship, kind of as a female specifically, and working in capital markets, mentorship from, like female leaders.
I think a leader should have trust in their employees. If they trust their employees and they respect them, then their employees will do better for them.
And understanding that new people or people who are fresh to the workforce may have a different lens on and can really contribute some great ideas that maybe the organization hasn't thought about, or maybe it's a new technology. Having your direct manager believe in you and give you some freedom to stretch and grow is something that's very important.
So long as I am at the table and that my voice has been heard, even if the direction I suggested is not the one that the organization takes, that's not a problem because I know that I've had some input into it.
Understanding and flexibility within the workplace, knowing that we do have a different style of working, a different style of approaching the things that we do, and it's it's when the other generations understand that, when management understands that, just kind of let them go a little bit.
What I need to be successful, and I think this is shared by many other millennials, is the trust. The trust that I can get the job done. The trust that if I don't follow the same protocols as have been followed 10, 15, 20 years ago, that I'm going to find the most innovative, efficient way to get things done. So it's letting go of doing things because they've worked in the past and entrusting in me that I can find the best and most critical path forward to make us successful.
And I really believe that the organization has to be prepared to be development focused.
Does my manager care about my career trajectory? That for me is the single most important question when it comes to understanding how much you can invest in staff, how much the staff is going to invest in you as a leader. Ultimately, it's about a team dynamic.
When a millennial does invest themselves in following those steps and developing themselves, and they don't perceive that the organization is willing to take a chance or to take a risk on their development, this can lead to a sense of disengagement, and it can often cause the millennial to want to leave the organization for a different opportunity, even one that's not as lucrative.
The idea that it's difficult to move up in an organization is less challenging than it is to, say, to move into an organization. So I would say that the major frustrations over the last, again, I'm thinking post-2007, are a number of educated, often young people in the Canadian context that are looking to try and cash in on the promise of what education was supposed to provide.
When our parents were raising us, they wanted us to be something better than them, and okay, well, I'm expected to go to university, so, I want to make something of it. I want to have a job that, I'm going to love and I'm going to really make an impact and I'm going to be successful in.
People tend to believe that millennials were just born with this sense of entitlement, as an example, or this desire to have work-life balance. In fact, those attributes were very much developed as a result of being raised by baby boomers and being around Gen X's, who have a greater need after working their whole lives to be connected with and to spend time doing things that really matter to them, including with family or embarking on leisure activities. So because we were raised in this environment where we see the need and the importance of having more than just work, we've brought those values ourselves to bear, and it's a critical attribute now of being a millennial.
It's really important to me to actually have family first. I think that's something I've really taken away. Right now, working harder doesn't actually necessarily get you that much further. It's about efficacy and really focusing on saying just putting in the extra 5 hours actually won't necessarily make a difference. The job is, I think, really up to millennials generally, those that are leaving the academy right now, to figure out how to translate what is that experience that you've got. How do you turn that into a toolkit that you can apply to solve a real problem, within a very short period of time. That's what I see the real challenge as. by 2021, you have a large number of the baby boomers actually leaving the workforce. Whether they boomerang back in is a different story, but thinking about what that will create in terms of labor gaps, I see that there's going to be a profound challenge related to the transference of some of those key skills, particularly in management. If an investment isn't made in a younger cohort, I think it's going to be profoundly destabilizing.
I think organizations do need to, adapt the way they go and recruit and retain. A lot of tomorrow has to do, with the development of the younger generations.
When you don't innovate, you die. And I think millennials, maybe now due to globalization and the internet more than ever, know more about what's going on and what the future holds.
Millennials are the future, so they're basically going to shape the way that everything goes. Business, media.
I think millennials will absolutely transform the next era of leadership.
I would love to be a leader one day.
Yes, I do aspire to be a leader one day, and I think that's something that should be instilled in every single young person.
I do aspire to be a leader, simply because I really do enjoy having an impact.
Millennials bring such a degree of authenticity and passion to their work. They're global citizens, they act with integrity, they're connected, their impacts are broader than just the organization or just on a micro individual level. I think they're not only going to lift our organizations up and help us to aspire to be better companies, but they're also going to have all kinds of benefits with regard to how our societies run and how we show up on the international stage. So I really look forward to our millennials rising to the ranks of leadership in the coming years.
Yeah, I think if I had just one more thing to share would be that companies should have maybe a little bit more faith in millennials. We're not all bad. And I think we're more capable than people give us credit for.